with Final Fantasy XIV after, what, a 7-month-long hiatus? Yeah, sorry those kind of keep happening. A lot of personal stuff that that I don't really feel comfortable going into has been going on. Kind of dealing with things as they come for right now. But, yeah, I'm here now, and I'm ready to get back to, recording this series. Now let's see what we're going to have to do next. Worse than dragons. I dare say you're wondering what could possibly be worse than dragons, eh? Well, I'll tell you. The bloody Nath. They're what you might get if you crossed an antling with a megala crab and taught the thing how to walk on 2 legs. They never used to stray far from their hives out of fear of the dragons, but they've gotten a lot more aggressive of late, sending out war parties for moms in all directions. They've even taken to harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs, if you can believe it. And when they venture into the forest, I can only imagine how much worse it'd be closer to the Nath's home territory. It would seem that much has changed in Dravania. The Nath were not wont to cause such strife when I lived here. You lived here? In Dravania? Aye, 'twas in the time following the calamity. My family was dead, my home was gone, and I had fled from the bitter cold into these lands. I knew not the paths of the forest then, and wandered out from under the protection of its boughs. That was when I chanced upon Hraesvelgr. He had descended from his mountain lair to hunt for food. My exhausted mind could not contend with the sight of the majestic worm, nor the vision of the past his presence visited upon me. Thankfully, Mastercham found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees, and nursed me back to health. And in Tailfeather I remained for some time. Hence your familiarity with the locals. But I interrupted you. You were saying these Nath were once a peaceful people. Peaceful would not be the most fitting description. They are a fiercely territorial tribe, and any who intrude upon their domain are attacked without hesitation or quarter. Outside the borders of the homeland, however, they were rarely hostile. Indeed, we were even able to trade with them on occasion. They have changed, then. What of it? We have not the time to creep through the underbrush on some roundabout route. I say we make straight for Somal and crush any unruly insect we meet underfoot. A more direct path, then. Very well. Let us follow the trail west out of the forest, and make for the statue of the Stained One. From there we shall have a fair view of the road that leads to Somal. Shall we? Alrighty. As stated before, this series is going to be done with the expansion, so for heaven's word, it is Dragoon. But to expedite things a bit, I'll pull out a random mount. And it's a burb! Follow the path, follow the path, follow the path. And off we go. On a pony. Oh, here we go. Should we chance to meet Master Champ again, remind me to thank him. Had he not warned us to expect the Nath, I doubt I would be standing here. Amid ruins that I would tentatively describe as Ishgardian? The style, if not quite identical, betrays a definite resemblance. Hey, Cuckoo! How you doing? How's the moon? You have a scholar's eye, Master Alphino. This structure is, in fact, over 1,000 years old. It is a remnant of the age when our ancestors and dragonkind lived together in peace. You claim this is evidence of a harmonious past. I was taught that these buildings were constructed by heretics in honor of your Dravanian masters. This rubble inspires no such awe in me. Ah. Well, strap in. You got a long way to go. Stubborn fool. How desperately you cling to the false teachings of your beloved Holy See. Enough, both of you. You threaten the success of our mission. You threaten the success of our mission with this incessant squabbling. Vakama, pray reason with these two. Set your differences aside for now. Okay, thanks for the lurk. Quite. Lest you forget, our goal is to prevent a war which will claim the lives of Dravanians and Ishgardians alike. If we are to accomplish this, you must learn to tolerate each other's presence. Trust in Vakama's gift. In time, the secrets of history will be brought to light. Let that be enough, Estinian. You would have me keep my counsel until Vakama's visions confirm the truth? Very well, but bait me not. Our meeting with Hraesvelgr will likely provide the catalyst Vakama's gift requires, as it did mine. Let us press on. Nope, that's Estinian. These Antmen are bold to bring their war to the dragon's doorstep. Mayhap we should invite them to man the walls of Ishgard. Spy you the 3 great towers to the west. Ishgardians know them as Annex Trine. The place serves as a roost for Hraesvelgr's lesser kindred. If we are to reach the peak of Son'al, then we must first beseech those dragons to open the way. But do not be disheartened. The one who leads them is a friend. Of rather more concern is the disposition of the Nath. Let us survey the approach to the towers and see if the path is clear. Okay. most reliable way to find your place anywhere that you haven't been to before or don't know your way around is follow the path. After I finish this quest, I will need to step away for a bit to give my dog a walking, but I shall return afterwards. 'Tis as I feared. The road ahead is teeming with Nath soldiers. Malthacham did not exaggerate then. These beastmen have grown brazen indeed if they would threaten the dragon so openly. Do they intend to assault the lair itself? I pray they do not. Mighty though my Dravanian friends are, they are yet vulnerable to the Nath's muskets. There is no route save the one before us. Should the beastmen offer battle, we have no choice but to accept. I take no pleasure in killing the Nath. 'Twas to avoid bloodshed that I agreed to join you on this journey. Well, it cannot be helped. We may proceed to the courtyard together, but leave the task of hailing its occupants to me. And keep your lance on your back, Dragoon. On my word to the Warrior of Light, I shall start no fight, only finish it. You are truly beyond salvation. Come then.
Ah, 'tis thee, little one. From above I did mistake thee for a Nath. 'Tis well I chanced to look again, or thou wouldst now be ash.
Dear Vidofnir, how I have missed you. Would that I had come sooner. and not out of dire necessity.
Thou art troubled. Thy plight. Thou wouldst have father admonish his brood brother.
I would end this war without further bloodshed.
How am I to believe thee, little one, when thine own companion beareth Nidhogg's stolen eye?
Have care, dragon, or I shall gouge out one of yours.
You forget yourself, sir. We are here on a mission of peace.
My sires will forbiddeth me from inviting discord to our home. 'Tis for this reason and no other that thou still drawest breath, knight.
Vidofnir, please. We must be allowed to convey our intentions to Hraesvelgar in person, with words of our own choosing. Grant us this favor, and open the way to Som Al.
Thou hast ever been welcome, little one. But I cannot grant thy wish. I am bound to remain here, and protect my kin from the Nath's god.
The Nath have summoned a primal.
Pray excuse my forwardness, but if we were to eliminate the threat to your territory, would you consent to Lady Izel's request?
Ha! Dost thou imagine thyself equal to the task? To succeed where dragons have failed? 'Tis beyond thee, mortal. But thou art welcome to try, nonetheless. Only know that idle promises shall avail thee naught.
It would seem we have no choice but to make good on Alphino's offer. Why must our every bid for peace breed yet more war?
Dwayne, what are you doing online? You're supposed to be hanging out with your family. Mm, 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 mm. Somewhere. Pocket. Get all the trash out of here. Then, are you there? I guess you're hanging out with your family. Well, guess I'm gonna leave this.
And I have returned. Alright, let's see what we gotta do next. Gifts for the outcasts. So the Nath have summoned their god, and thus the mystery of their newfound belligerence laid to rest. Are you not glad, lady, I thought you would applaud them for summoning a primal to further their own ends. After all, you did. I did not reach out to Saint Sheba to further mine own ends. I desired her strength only to forge anew the peace between man and dragon. But what a fool I am to speak of peace to you, a bloodthirsty savage who murders without thought or compunction. Enough! Enough, I say! If the Nath have truly brought forth their deity from the ether, we must face it together or watch our hopes fall apart. All now rests upon this primal's defeat. But ere we think of confronting it, we must first study its origins. What is the nature of this god? What manner of faith sustains its existence? My apologies. You are right, of course. Let us return to Tailfeather and consult with Master Champ. He knows more of the Nath and their culture than most. Alrighty, why don't we do just that? Oh, back already, are we? Ah, met the Nath, did you? And what is it you'd like to... Summoned a primal, you say? 7 hells. Well, I don't know bugger all about Nath religion, if I'm honest. Beyond their trading habits, there never seemed much point in asking. But it shouldn't be that hard to find out. From time to time we barter with a small hive to the north and west of here. Outcasts from the main tribe, from what I understand. I reckon they'd be willing to tell you a bit about themselves, if you give them the right incentives. That sounds promising, but what exactly would a Nath consider to be the right incentives? Oh, nothing your average hunter couldn't scrounge up in a day or two. But seeing as you're in a hurry, you might want to divide the chores amongst yourselves. You'll want a good-sized jar of landtrap nectar, a basket of Kylum tree fruit, and, always a Nath favorite, a generous portion of young Nanka flesh. I shall gather the fruit, leaping to the lower branches of these forest giants who present little challenge to me. Then I shall collect the nectar, with Master Alphino's arcane assistance. And that leaves you to bring home the meat. You'll need to carve it from the smaller Nankas that live in the rivers. 3 big chunks should be enough, I reckon. Once you've got everything together, you'll need to set it down at what we call the trading post. Here, I'll mark the spot on your map for you. You've been most kind, Master John. Well then, let us attend to our respective tasks and reconvene at the trading post. I need hardly add that the last one there is a rotten Nanka egg. Ah, Alphino being all giddy and... Let's expedite the journey. Okay, just follow the river, and there is one of our main quarry. Poke. Poke. I know, I make it look simple, but that's because of the fact that this particular job is at level 90. Poke. As usual, bring out a mount. I was able to gather a goodly amount of nectar from the landings, or from the land traps, though I would not have known how to harvest it without Isael's help. Do you have the Nanka meat? Splendid! I shall put this with the Stellian's fruit and assemble a suitably generous-looking hamper for the Nath. Well, everything appears to be in order. Assuming no one has any objections to my choice of presentation, I shall place our offerings at the trading post as instructed. Were I the Nath, I think I would be suitably impressed. Sorry about the noises. Well, how long must we wait? Should we have sounded a signal or some such? Calm yourself, Master Alphino. Our offering has not gone unnoticed.
Long has it been since hunters last came to trade, bearing gifts that fill the air with such delightful scents. Lanchap nectar, Tylum tree fruit, and Nanka flesh. What delectable food you have brought for us. Our meager existence is much enriched by your bounty. Come, hunters, come to our hive if you would trade. Cramped and stifling our homes are, but the The rancid incense keeps the dragons at bay. Cramped, stifling, and horribly smelly.
Not really selling it all that well.
But better to live in stench than be cracked and crunched by dragon jaws, yes? Come, come, it is not far.
Well, if they say it's not far. Oh, hey, there it is.
Your presence has been announced to the storyteller. You must speak with our chosen leader in words. For we are Vath. We are the non-mind. Welcome to our hive, hunters. You have brought delicacies much sought after by our people, and we are much pleased. What would you have in return?
Honored Elder, pray allow me to begin by thanking you for welcoming us into your home, and for according our humble offerings. Accepting. Why did I read that as according? My companions and I are come in search of knowledge, specifically knowledge of your people's god.
Knowledge alone? What strange hunters you are! But if it is words you desire, then words you shall have. We are the Vath, the non-mind, and to speak is our fate. You will hear the tale of the Nath's god, of the god of the one mind, summoned into our midst.
The one mind. These are the Nath who reside in the main colony.
Yes, they are one, connected. But let us begin the story at its beginning. Some moons ago, a single dragon flew in from the east, bleeding and weak. It fell from the sky and into the hive, where it was swarmed by my brethren. And with spear and spell and musket, the dragon was slain.
Looks like you did, Drez. Looks like you did. It was likely one that had fled battle with my kinsmen. I should commend you for finishing the job. What?
Dragons are fierce and terrible adversaries. The one mind would always cower when their winged shadows passed over the ground. But no longer. They had learned that a battle-weary Dravanian was easy prey. Thus did the One Mind decide to heed the words of the black-robed men. The One Mind would call forth our god and unleash his blades upon the dragons. Dravanian lands would become Nath lands, and ever larger would grow our domain. But our god ever hungers. The price he demands in crystals far exceeds the rewards of this war. We of the Vath despise and revile his insatiable existence.
I call upon the power of a primal for the greater good, conscious all the while that I do so at grave cost to the land. I reason that it is a necessary evil, and willingly shoulder the burden of my sin. In suggesting that such crimes can be justified, you may argue that I presume too much. But you must surely see that I am aware of the magnitude of my transgressions. Not so the Nath. They summon their deity for no greater purpose than to expand their domain. To a scion of the Seventh Dawn, one sworn to eliminate the primal threat, the distinction you draw seems questionable at best. But the fact remains that my own grandfather risked unleashing the power of the 12 in an attempt to prevent the calamity. Thus, while I may not condone your actions, I at least understand them. Not so the Nath, as you so rightly put it. If they truly seek naught but territorial gain, I can only conclude that they are ignorant of the ruinous consequences of their god's insatiable appetite. The longer this primal is suffered to exist, the greater the suffering it will cause. It must be destroyed. How lightly you propose the destruction of this god, Master Alphino, a being of whom we know not. Has it occurred to you that you may be sending the Warrior of Light to his death? No, You have the right of it, Estinian. Twould seem it is I who am guilty of presuming too much. Pray forgive me, Vakama. I do not fear my duty. Wait. Vakama need not face this foe alone. Like him, I am blessed with the Echo's protection, and may do battle without fear of primal influence. Let me bear this burden. Ha! Do you imagine yourself a second warrior of light? Remind me, how many primals have you faced, my lady? Not that it matters. We know not where this god resides, or how to challenge it, unless you mean to pray until it appears. Estinia makes a valid point. Let us speak with the Vath and learn how best to secure an audience with their deity. Alright, Rez. In this, at least, I may be of some assistance. The young lord certainly appears eager to prove his worth.
We are Vath. We are the non-mind. We do not hear the one-mind's thoughts. We cannot predict their will.
Alrighty then.
Put this idea from your minds, generous hunters. If you meet with our god, then he will have your souls. Surely you are not so generous as that. You wish to meet our god? Offer yourself as a sacrifice, and you will soon be brought before him. We would mourn the loss of such generous hunters, however.
Alright then. Alright, Rez.
You are generous hunters, yes? Many gifts you have brought, but not enough for all of us to enjoy. Maybe you could bring us just one more? We are very fond of Nanka flesh. Yes, the meat of a young Nanka would make a fine repast.
Alright. head back to the non-mind hive.
We do enjoy our Nanka flesh. Have you been out hunting yet? Another gift for the bath? So unexpected. Yes, you'll have more of the words you strange hunters hunger for. Listen now. The senses of the one mind are enmeshed by the overmind. What one sees, all see. What one feels, all feel. Alert a single Nath in the whole hive is alerted. To reach our god undetected is all but impossible.
You may have just given us the one tip of information we can use. The Vath are wont to allude to certain concepts without explanation. But I believe I'm beginning to grasp a few of the fundamentals. From what I understand, the king-like Overmind sits at the center of Nath society, and its presence somehow allows its subjects to communicate without need of word or gesture. These Nath, the ones who inhabit the larger hive, are known as the One Mind, and it was by their combined will that the Primal was summoned. Those who reside in this smaller hive, however, are the Vath, or the Non-Mind, who, for reasons that yet escape me, seem to have been excluded from the telepathic bond which connects their Nath counterparts. Thus are the Vath ignorant of the One Mind's thoughts and intentions, and of the nature of their own god. In summary, we have wasted our time. Not so. Perilous though it may be, the Vath did furnish us with one certain method of approaching the Primal, as sacrifices. Should we allow ourselves to be captured in the environs of the colony, the Nath will bring us before their deity to make an offering of our souls. Forgive me, but let us be clear. Forgive me, but let us be clear about what it is that you propose. You mean to say that you would deliberately provoke the Nath, surrender yourself into what might generously be termed as their custody, and then wait until their god arrives to claim your soul? Aye, that fairly well describes my plan. You will join me in this endeavor, will you not, Vakama? Judging by the great risks you took to prevent the summoning of Saint Shiva, you are not a man to err on the side of caution. Would that I could fight at your side, Warrior of Light, but the power of the dragon is no protection against primal influence. Forgive me, but I must remain here with Master Alphino. Then it is settled. Vakama, you and I shall challenge the guards at the entrance to the colony. Once the hive has been roused, we shall feign a brief show of resistance, and then allow them to take us prisoner. Well, that's a fate. I will just skim over that. Depends on what you mean. If you mean by the of it, no. This game was divided into the base game, which is The Realm Reborn, and then the expansions. The first one is Heavensward, followed by Stormblood, then Shadowbringers, and Endwalker. So there are 5 sections to the game so far. But I'm guessing at some point in either December, if not maybe spring or summer next year, we should be getting another expansion for the game. I honestly don't know. I am not Naoki Yoshida, so I don't know what is going to, what the release schedule is going to be, because currently we are on patch 6.4 out of 5 possible patches for the current expansion we're on.
Intruders! Your lives are forfeit!
Poke. Uh, 1.0 came out in 2010, but due to how it was designed and all of the bugs and glitches that it had, they ended up assigning a new director, who is the current director, Naoki Yoshida. The Overmind must by now be aware of our intrusions. Let us press on into the hive and ensure that we have our host's undivided attention. Yeah, okay. Time for a massacre! Anyway, so while Naoki Yoshida tried his best to fix 1.0, he wasn't able to, so I want to say at the end of patch 1.5, all the players were able to view a live event that led up to a cutscene that essentially destroyed that world. And then he ended up redoing Final Fantasy XIV as Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And that came out, I want to say, 2014? And then, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 2-year cycle. So it tends to be a 2-year cycle. I think Heavensward ended up coming out 2016. Wait, no. 2015, I think. That should be sufficient. If we did not have our host's full attention before, we must surely have it now. Our audience with the Primal may be granted soon after our capture. Pray advise me once you have steeled your mind for the battle to come. Hang on, I'm going to look this up real quick. Make sure I'm not doing, like, spreading false information. Yep, June 23rd, 2015. And then Stormblood was released in 2017. Shadowbringers was 2019. Yep, July 2nd, 2019. Most recent expansion, Endwalker, was released December 3rd, 2021. Lord of the Hive. Oh yeah, there's still millions of players playing the game. You are prepared, then? Hold here, Vakama. When the Nath come, we offer no resistance.
Surrender, intruders! There is no escape!
Enough. We surrender. We throw ourselves upon the mercy of your god. They do tend to look a bit like bug people, don't they? Good. When they take us before their lord, pray leave matters to me. If what I know of summoning rituals holds true, I shall be well placed to act. Mark the sound of the river rushing through the ravine behind us. Passing loud, is it not? I imagine the noise would serve to mask our escape should we need to withdraw temporarily.
What?
But you are prepared, are you not? I do hope so. If I were to be dragged away for sacrifice while you are haggling over the price of potions, I should not be amused. How about now? Can you see it now? I mean, you can always try refreshing it. Try refreshing it and see if it works. I hope it works next time you're here.
Now we have but to wait.
O Lord Ravana, Master of the Sacred Blades, Wrath of the Colony, Conqueror of the world, hear our prayer. Pray grant unto your devoted children the gift of your divine presence.
He comes.
All strength to the colony. Speak and I shall listen.
Oh, glorious General, we have captured intruders and would make unto you an offering of their life's blood.
These feeble fleshlings dared to invade Natlands.
Hear me, Lord Ravana. My companion and I did not come to contest your children's territory. We wished only to learn the reason you wage war against the dragons.
Thou wouldst flirt with death merely to satisfy thy curiosity. Wherefore should the glorious conquests of the Nath concern thee so, Elezen? Mayhap thine own kind struggle against the worms fareth poorly, and thou art desirous of a pact.
We crave no alliance, Lord Ravana. Only peace. We would bring an end to our war with the dragons. Yet so long as they remain embroiled in this conflict with your children, our goal shall remain out of reach. Never before have the Nath risen up in such numbers, and never yet with you at their head. Why do you lead them to war?
Thy question hath no meaning. To live is but to fight. Long have my children waited, gathering their strength in the shadow of thy ceaseless conflict. The Nath would see the Dravanians slain, and their territory secured. And by such fervent prayers am I now given form and purpose.
As I feared, your very existence is an obstacle to our goal. Since you are so fond of fighting, we challenge you, Lord of the Nath. And should we emerge the victors, I would have you swear to withdraw your soldiers from Dravanian soil.
Thou art bold indeed to risk thy fleshy hide so readily. Very well. I, Ravana, fourfold Master of the Blade, do accept thy challenge. But should I emerge the victor, I would have thee swear to serve in mine army till thy last breath is spent. Do you accept?
I do. And I believe the first bout is mine.
What is this? A god clad in flesh?
Is aught amiss, my lord? Thou wilt not break thy word, I trust.
Mine oath is unbending as steel, little goddess. Thy ruse will but add to mine enjoyment.
I thought myself stronger. Mayhap with more crystals?
My turn!
Thou god or maid, thou art nothing to me. And what of thee, mortal? Art thou warrior or craven?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I'm gonna be moving into the living room later, so I'll probably wind up just setting up another stream then. Maybe it'll have corrected itself by then. But since you've played this game, Kuko, I just did the stuff before the fight with Ravana. So I think I'm gonna end it for now and start it over once I'm in the living room.